for us with 6 different schools doing drama today. So, can all of you, as a big great audience, if you see something you like, some of the actors say something funny, laugh, be a great audience and show support as they are doing their little drama. Okay, so first up we have Rotorua Boys High School.
Yeah.
And that concludes the court's explanation of the legal aspects of this case. Murder in the first degree is the most serious charge tried in our criminal courts. I urge you to be deliberate, thoughtful, and honest. However you decide, your verdict must be unanimous. You are faced with a grave responsibility. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, now you gentlemen can handle this any way you want to. I mean, I'm not going to make any rules, but if we discuss it first, then vote, that's one way. We can discuss it right now and see where we are.
Let's vote now, who knows? Maybe we can all go home.
Yeah, let's see who's where. Right, let's vote. All those voting guilty, raise your hands. 9, 10, 11. 11 for guilty. Okay, all those voting not guilty. 1. Right. Okay, 11 to 1. Guilty. Now we know where we are.
Hang on. Somebody's in that field. You really think he's not guilty?
I don't know.
I've never seen a guiltier man in my life. You sat in that courtroom and heard the same thing I did. The man's a dangerous killer. You can see it.
He's 19 years old.
That's old enough. He knifed his own father 4 inches into the chest. An innocent 19-year-old kid. They proved it a dozen different ways. You want me to list it?
Oh. Do you believe the story? I don't know whether I believe it or not. Maybe I don't.
So what'd you vote not guilty for?
There were 11 votes for guilty. It's not so easy for me to raise my hand and say a boy have to die without talking about it first.
Who says it's easy for me?
No one.
What, just because I voted fast? I think the guy's guilty. You couldn't change my mind if you talked for 100 years.
I don't want to change your mind. I just want to talk for a while. No, this boy's been kicked around all his life. You know, living in a slum, his mother dead since he was 9. It's not a very good head start. He's a tough, angry kid. You know why slum kids get that way? Because we knock them on the head every day. I just think we maybe owe him a few words. That's all.
Right. Let's get to the facts. Number 1, let's take the old man who lived on the 2nd floor under the room where the murder took place. At 10 minutes after 12 on the night of killing, he heard a loud noise. It said it sounded like a fight. Then he heard the kid say to his father, "I'm gonna kill you." A second later, he heard the body fall. He ran to the door of his apartment, looked out and seen the kid running down the stairs and out of the house. He called the police, and they found his father with a knife in his chest.
And what about the woman? Here's a woman who's lying in bed and can't sleep. It's hot, you know. Anyway, she looks out the window, and right across the street, she sees a kid stick a knife into his father's chest. She's known the kid all his life. His window right opposite hers, across the out tracks, and she swore she saw him do it.
Anything else?
No.
How about you?
Well, I don't know. Most of it's been said already. Listen, we can talk about this thing all day, but I think we're wasting our time. Look at the kid's record. At 15 years of age, he was in reform school. He stole a car. He's been arrested for mugging. He was picked up for knife fighting. I think they said he stabbed somebody in the arm. Now, this is a very fine boy.
Ever since he was 5 years old, his father would beat him regularly.
So would I, a kid like that? You're right. It's the kids. The way they are, they don't listen. I had a kid. When he was 8, he ran away from first fight. I was so ashamed. When I saw him, I told him right out, I'm gonna make a man out of you. I'm gonna bust you up into little pieces trying. When he was 15, hit him in the face. He's big, you know. Froggy kid. You work your heart out in it. Right. Let's get back to it.
I was wondering how clearly the old man could have heard the boy's voice through the ceiling.
He didn't hear it through the ceiling. His window was open. And so was the window upstairs. It was a hot night. Remember?
So the voice came through another apartment. It's not easy to identify a voice, especially a shouting one.
He identified it in court. He picked the boy's voice out of 5 other voices, blindfolded.
That was just an ambitious district attorney putting on a show. Isn't it possible he was wrong? That maybe he heard the voice upstairs and assumed it was the boy. Although, how long does it take an L train going at top speed to pass Big Point?
What I said, gotta do with anything.
How long? Guess. What do you think?
10, 12 seconds maybe?
I'd say it's a fair guess. An L train passes a given point in 10 seconds. When your window's open and the train goes by, the noise is almost unbearable. You can't even hear yourself think.
Okay, you can't hear yourself think. When you get to the point,
The old man heard the voice say, "I'm gonna kill you." And then 1 second later, hear the body fall. That's the testimony, right?
Right.
The woman across the street looked through the windows of the last 2 cars of the L and saw the body fall. Right? The last 2 cars.
what are you giving us here?
The old man would have had to hear the voice say, "I'm gonna kill you," while the front of the L was roaring right past his nose. It's not possible that he could have heard it.
What do you mean? Sure you could have heard it.
Could he?
He said he yelled it out. That's enough for me.
I don't think he could have heard it.
Well, maybe he didn't hear it. I mean, with the outrage.
What are you people talking about? Are you calling the old man a liar?
Stands to reason.
You're crazy. Why would he lie? What does he got to gain?
Attention, maybe?
Yeah, you keep coming up with these bright sayings. Maybe you sell one to the newspaper. They sell $2.
Why might the old man have lied? You have a right to be heard.
It's just that I looked at him for a very long time. This is a man who nothing all the time. Never had any recognition. I think I know him better than anybody here. A man like this needs to be recognized. This is very important.
So you're telling us he did all this just to feel important?
No, he wouldn't really lie, but perhaps he'd make himself believe that he heard the boy's face. Heard the boy's voice.
Well, that's the most fantastic story I've ever heard. How can you come up with a thing like that? What do you know about it?
I know from experience.
I think I want to change my vote to not guilty.
Listen, the kid had a lawyer. Why didn't his lawyer bring up any of these points? I want an open ballot. I want to know who stands with it.
That sounds fair. Anyone object? Right. Guilty.
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 Not guilty.
Guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Guilty.
Not guilty. Guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
That's 6 to 6.
I'll tell you something. The crime's being committed right in this room.
The vote is 6 to 6.
Take a look. Here's the angle. Down and in. That's how I'll stab a taller man in the chest, and that's how I'll stab. Take a look at it and tell me I'm wrong.
Down, and then I guess it's no argument.
Did you ever stab a man?
Awesome.
Did you?
No, I didn't.
Where do you get your information about how it was done?
It's just common sense.
Ever seen a man stabbed?
No.
Well, the boy was an experienced knife fighter. Isn't that right, so?
That's
He was sent to a home school for knifing someone. Look at this. Doesn't this seem like an awkward way to handle a knife?
What are you asking me for?
Wait a minute. Give me that.
You ever seen a knife fight?
Yes, I have.
In the movies?
In my backyard on my stoop. The vacant parking lot across the street. Too many of them. Switch knives came with the neighborhood riot.
Funny, I didn't think of it before. I guess you're trying to forget that kind of thing. Anyone who's ever used a swish knife would never have stabbed downwards. That's not how you handle a swish knife. Use it underhanded.
So he couldn't have made the kind of wound to kill his father.
No. Not if he'd ever had any experience with a swish knife before.
I don't understand you people. How can you believe this kid is innocent? Look, you know how these people are. I don't have to tell you. They don't know what the truth is. And let me tell you this. They don't need a big reason to kill someone either. You know, they get drunk and then bang. Someone's lying in the gutter. Nobody's blaming them. That's just how they are. You know, they're violent. I've known a few who are pretty decent, but that's the only exception. Most of them, it's like they have no feelings. What's going on here? Look, I'm speaking my piece, and you, listen to me. They're no good. There's not one of them out there who's any good. We better watch out. You take it from me. This kid's on trial. What don't you know about him? Listen to me. What are you doing? I'm just trying to tell you something.
I've heard enough.
I'm only trying to tell you.
What time is it? You don't suppose they'll let us go home, right? I mean, I've got a kid with mums.
Not a chance.
Pardon me, but can't you see the clock without your glasses?
Not clearly. Why?
Oh, I don't know. Look, this may be a dumb thought, but what are you doing at night when you wake up and you want to know what the time is?
I put on my glasses and I look at the clock.
You don't wear the bed?
No. No one wears eyeglasses to bed.
What's all this for? Oh, well, I was thinking, you know the woman who testified that she saw the killing? She wears glasses.
So does my grandmother. And what?
Your grandmother isn't a murder witness.
Look, stop me if I'm wrong, but this woman wouldn't wear her glasses to bed, would she?
Wait a minute. Did she wear glasses at all? I don't remember.
Of course she did. The woman wore bifocals. I remember this very clearly. They're quite strong.
Of course, bifocals. She never took them off.
Wait, that's right. I never thought of it.
Listen, she wasn't wearing them that night, that's for sure. She testified that in the midst of her tossing and turning, she rolled over and looked casually out the window. As she looked out, the murder was taking place, and the lights went out a split second later. She couldn't have had time to put her glasses on. Now, maybe she honestly thought she saw the boy kill his father. I say she saw only a blur.
Well, what do you know? How do you know what she saw? Maybe she's far-sighted.
Does anyone think there is still not a reasonable doubt?
I think he's guilty.
Anyone else?
No, I'm convinced.
Okay.
You're alone.
Well, what do you want?
We want your arguments.
I've given you my argument.
We're not convinced. We want to hear them again. We have as much time as it takes.
Every single goddamn thing that came out of that courtroom says he's guilty. You think I'm an idiot or something? That was a bunch of bleeding hearts. You're not going to intimidate me. I'm entitled to my opinion. Why don't you take that stuff about the old man who lived there and the lady who saw it? I'm telling you, everything that's gone on has been twisted and turned into that business with the glasses. How do you know she didn't have them on? The woman testified in court. Well, what do you want? That's it. That's the whole case. I'm gonna kill you. That's what he said. To his own father. I don't care what kind of man he was. It was his father. It was his father. Goddamn prodigy. I know what they like, what they do to you, how they kill you every single day. My God, well, how can you see? How come I'm the only one who sees?
He's not your boy. He's somebody else.
Fine. Not guilty.
That was Good job, the boys. Good stuff.